Today we are going to build an iron farm. For this farm we're going to need to go and collect a few different things, one of them being including leaves. So we're going to need to make some shears and we need to go collect a lot of them just to spawn proof the area. Oh, and welcome back to the 4th episode of the hardcore series. Now that we've got a healthy amount of leaves, I think that should be enough for the farm. We need to go and decide on an area where we want to build this. One of the things I've got to keep in mind is this can't be close to the villager breeder that we built in last episode. So these guys cannot be, I think, within like a 20 block radius, I believe. It may even be 80 blocks. But as you can see, it is fully operational. We've got, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 villagers. But for this farm, we actually only need 5. So we're going to have 2 left over for starting the villager trading hall. So now we need to decide on a place where we want to keep it. I think probably on the other end of the base would be a good shout, just so we know things are further than it has to be. I think going this way would probably be a good shout. That is centered in there, so there's 4 blocks on either side of that, and it offsets it a little bit. But now we need to kind of figure out how we want to go down there exactly. And we're actually completely out of stone bricks to build as well. So let's get smelting some bricks. And whilst that's doing that, we can start planning. Ooh, and it looks like we may be out of coal. Yes, might be a bit of a challenge here, but we'll get whatever we can get from them. But just to start planning things, let's start at least. Ooh, coal. Don't mind me. But yeah, I kind of want to break things up a little bit here. Maybe chuck in a few more different designs, just so it's not as bland. But we'll be going this way, I believe. But we might go down here and try and use some of this. Obviously, it's area that we don't have to mine out, so it's quicker. And we can also change the shape a little bit, instead of just being boxes everywhere. But for that to happen, we first need to get some stone smelted. One thing I do want to know is if you guys did watch the previous episode when we was building the villager breeder, just with the replay mod, if you guys enjoyed seeing that kind of stuff, or if you see it, or if you prefer to see it old school, like mining individually and stuff like that, let me know down in the comments. I'm looking for any feedback we can to make this series better for any of you watching, so anything is very much appreciated down below in the comments. So let's go chuck some stairs in here. Obviously we're going to keep it birch in here, just so we can get a rough design, then we can work on actually getting all the materials. I think I'm going to want to take this down by 3. And I think I might make this a glass area as a fish tank. I don't know if we need the bucket from the villager trade to be able to get the fish in there, but we can make this into a big glass water tank here as a feature. Then as we come down here, I think we might build it somewhere over here or down there. The more we expand, the better we can make the base, right? Yeah, seeing as we're running out of coal, we may need to do a bit of an excavation to find some. Also gather a few materials in for the base. We're going to need some more wooden logs, we're going to need some more glass, and we're going to then need to mine out the room. So let's start getting some materials. Now we know kind of what we're doing and where we're doing it. Let's look for some coal first of all. Okay, it looks like there's a little bit of coal just scattered around in places. Then we'll go ahead and get this mined up for us. So we'll let them get smelting, get the animals bred a little bit. Let's go get some of the other blocks that we're going to need, like the sand and the wood. I think just under 3 stacks of sand is going to be enough for now. If we decide to make it into plains, then we've got a lot of glass there. So the next thing on the agenda is getting wood, mainly oak logs, and maybe some birch for some stairs. So let's go ahead and get some of that now. There was one thing I actually just realised. We have fuel right here that we can use for smelting. Let's get some of this glass in there, get that smelted, and then we can carry on designing the rest of the base. Kind of want to make Sophia kind of like shaped room. Don't know how this is going to work. I'm just going to wing it here and hope something comes out of it. Yeah, it kind of works. Then we just have a flat top again. So let's replicate that on this side. And then we can slab in between like this. And then for the tank design, good question how we're going to design the tank itself. You're going to work with me here. I'm trying to figure this out. Okay, I think we'll go for that for the design. Just need to figure out what I'm going to do here now. For the stairs to block this off. I think for this we'll try paints to see how they look. That looks okay. Have that as a fish tank. And we've kind of got the ovalness in here coming along. So I think now we just need to extend this a little bit and then we can go from there. After a little bit of building and kind of designing, the fish tank is here. We just need to add some lights in the top when we get some shroom lights and some fish at some point. Also decided to add this glass thing here. We're going to build something eventually over there. This could be like a nice little viewing platform of it. Not too sure exactly what just yet, but in due course we'll do something there. As we come down, we come into our circular room just to break up the patterns in the base a little bit. And as you come through this doorway and down again, we're now left with a cross section. Down here will be the iron farm, which we still need to mine out. Maybe down here will be our smelting room, and maybe down there the villager trading hall. But in the future we'll decide what each one of them is going to be. One is most likely going to be the one for the iron farm that we're going to be building just now. So we've got the start to the room here. Halfway mined it out right now, so let's continue mining this back. We need to get the floor in place first with the leaves, just so we know where we're going to build it on the leaves. So let's get doing that now. So I think the design I'm going to go for is I'm going to make this out of glass on the top where the iron golem actually spawns. So we can see the iron golem being killed, and then below is where we'd build the villages. Just because of space issues up here, I don't think we're going to have the clearance to build the villages here than the iron golem farm on top. So let me get building this and we'll see you once the killing chamber is complete. So that is the killing chamber now complete. So essentially the iron golem was spawned in this area here. We'll go in the water here and move his way down into the lava. And with them being 3 blocks tall, he will burn here. So once the lava has burnt the iron golem, his loot will drop into these hoppers, which will then fill up this chest, which can expand further down and down as we go. Now the next thing is we need to spawn proof all of this, and I still need to excavate this wall over here and possibly locate that cave below us and spawn proof that. Then we just need to build that bottom chamber, and the farm is pretty much going to be complete at that point. So I'm going to go ahead now and get the bottom built, which shouldn't take too long. So bearing in mind I have no idea if this farm is actually going to work also. I've never actually built one of these underground, and it has been a long time since I've actually built one of these. Now the next thing that we're going to need is 5 beds. So I'm not too sure if we actually have any wool. We can shear our sheep here and see how much wool we get off these. We've got 11 and we need 15 pieces. So we need to get 4 more pieces of wool. And we've got the beds pretty much done. And that is the 15 pieces of wool. I think if we just go 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And we just need to get the villagers down here and then just close this section off. And that's the farm itself actually complete. We just now need to spawn proof everything. So let's turn all this into leaves. So that is the spawn proofing done here, all the way around. I think there is 1 or 2 caves we need to discover down there first of all, but I'm a bit skeptical of this section here. So I think I'm going to build it, and if they do start spawning here, then we're just going to have to do something about that. Maybe terraform higher, make it come down more. But we'll get to that bridge if that is the case. We still have to do a little bit of terraforming here just to blend into the mountain. Now the next thing to do, logically, is get the villagers in here in the bottom and close things off. So that's probably what we're going to do now. So let's get all 5 villagers into their new homes. Right, so that's all 5 villages now in and secure. We still need to do the work obviously here and the walls, but I just want to make sure this is functional. But first I do think we need them to all sleep in the bed for it to be working. Just kind of have to wait around and just see for that. In the meantime, we're just going to go ahead and get some building done. And it looks like the farm is actually working. Because I am actually reverting to using stone tools, I am actually going to sit AFK for a little bit, just to make sure that they are always spawning here. And that is the iron farm pretty much done now. Finished off all of the room, put the roof in also. It's a little bit crammed, but I feel like some places it's nice to have it a little bit more cozy. Decided to add a window in so we can see when it is day and night out here. Also just something a little bit different, so we haven't got the same bland 4 walls. And I think there is one improvement I want to make to this, is I realised during the night time that iron golems spawning. I think that is because they just sleep in the villages. So once we've got a name tag, I want to get a zombie down there as well with a name tag so he doesn't despawn. Just having it run for say 20 minutes or so, we've already got a stack of iron. So it's a good start in the right direction. We're not going to run out of iron anytime soon. And go for future builds, we've got iron to start building from that now. So now that the iron farm is up and running, I think the next thing that I want to tackle is building the super smelter. But before we can do that, we could go ahead and just build it straight away, but we have nothing to power them. No fuel at the moment. And seeing as we're struggling to obtain a decent amount of coal before we can get like a wither farm, we're going to have to make something else. Now what I had in mind is we build a automatic kelp farm, which also doubles up as a sugar farm as well for sugarcane, for paper for enchanting, because we are at level 36 and very soon we are going to need to start enchanting, just so we can at least get fortune and efficiency. So I think that's going to be the next thing that we tackle. But there is one more thing that we do need for that as well. And if you guessed right, it's some nether quartz. We need to go to the nether. And yeah, we don't have enough obsidian to actually create a portal. So we need to go get some diamonds. We got 1 there. And here we also get, oh no, we've got 3 minimum. We've got 4. 4 diamonds, that's good. Now we've got the diamond pick. Let's go ahead and get some obsidian mined up after we've slept. So we now have enough for a enchant table and also a nether portal. I'm hoping we get a really good spawn in the nether. If you're asking why we need quartz, we need them for the observers, and we're going to need a lot of observers, so we need a lot of quartz. Yeah, we'll just keep it here for now, and I guess it's now or never. Okay, quickly getting this covered up. Okay, there is quartz here. We really need to be careful. Oh god. But just to play things safe, let's get a load of cobblestone, redstone, and let's make those. We've run out of cobblestone, let's get some more. We have 62 observers. We are going to now need 62 pistons also. So let's AFK here for a little bit longer and get some iron in there. I also built this little AFK chamber here for it. And now that we've got wood and all the iron that we need for this, let's go ahead and make the pistons. One more thing that we're going to need is a lot more glass. So let's go and get some glass. I guess it's kind of logical that we turn this into it. Dig down here, see what it's like below, see if we can build long enough, because we're going to need like 31 blocks long. We've got 23 blocks that we can go that way, unless we design it like this. So one way will be sugarcane, one will be kelp, and then maybe one will be bamboo. So if we have this here, this would be a wooden beam here coming into the farm. So if we just do 15 blocks on either side, so we have 30 in each section. I'm just going to mine out both these hallways, then we can go from there. So we've got 15 blocks going that way, and we've also got the 15 blocks going that way. So my plan is we do sugarcane in this one, and this one we can do as kelp. Then we can use a auto crafter to turn that into blocks, which we can then take out into the super smelter, wherever that may be. Or we can make maybe a ice highway or something like that, or just like a water transporter to take some items to that to fill it up. So let's start putting things in place, and then we'll worry about designing it afterwards. So in 3, 2, 1.
You ignite my heart.
And just like that, the sugarcane farm is now up and running. We had to put some leaves on the floor because, yeah, he is spawning down here when he should be over there. We've got a stack worth of sugarcane in total, 32 on each side. So essentially what happens is the sugarcane will grow over time, and once it hits to 3 blocks tall, the observer will pick that up. It will then push the piston on the second level out. Then it will chop the sugarcane in half, and then it will all fall on the floor. As you can see, we've got a minecart with a track that runs the whole way around it. It's just doing loops constantly. And it goes on top of a hopper, which will then put it into the chest, as you can see below. It's a pretty easy farm to understand and build. It just takes a little bit of time. But now that we've done the sugarcane, we now need to do the kelp farm for our fuel. We have run out of redstone. So we've completed that wall, but not that wall. So I think we need to just quickly jump and go and find some redstone. Time to get some kelp. Now that we've got kelp, we should be able to just plant this. And because the water is going down, once it breaks, it should fall in the water. We'll give that a test in a second. Slight issue. That kelp is floating. Do a test run. Okay, so that does work. We just need a lot of hoppers. The iron's not really the issue right now, it's the wood. So I'm going to have to go get mining some wood. 30 chests, so I think that should be enough. Let's go ahead and connect all of these up. Oh, we lost the hopper. Oh, we have another problem. It's not going to look pretty. Yeah, so that works. Just need to replicate that on the other side. So yeah, that's both sides now completed. Granted, it doesn't look exactly pretty. It's functionable, and it's 100% loss proof at this point. So now we just need to kind of go ahead and connect these to some chests at the end. And what I want to do now is make it so these automatically smelt. I think it may need to come from above. So if we connect that to there, so just as a test, if we just put some of these in there for now, yeah, that turns it into dried kelp. Let's replicate that on the other side. And we've actually run out of iron. It's good we have an iron farm now. Let's get the next hopper. Get our chests here. Just test it works. And it does. But yeah, that's pretty much the farm set up. Gonna get a few bits of dried kelp going just so we can start creating some blocks to start using for smelting. I do kind of want to take it one step further of adding auto crafters to make the dried kelp blocks, so it's pretty much 100% automatic on its own, because these dried kelp blocks are going to be what's powering our super smelter, not coal, because this is going to be 100% effective. We've got a 0% loss rate on that farm. It means we don't actually have to go mining for anything when we want to smelt. And I believe to make auto crafters, the only things you need to do is this. And then you add 2 droppers in. So yeah, that makes a crafter. Okay, after a long time figuring out how this works with some redstone behind it. I'm not even going to try to explain because I don't fully comprehend how it works. Essentially, we've got a farm up here. The kelp breaks like this. It would all flow down into these hoppers, coming down to this chest here. Then this will go directly into a furnace where this will fill up with kelp. Once that's been smelted, it will come out into this chest here, which will then go down in this hopper into the auto crafter. Once every slot is filled in the auto crafter for the kelp block, it will then automatically update and it will get shot out into this chest here. Now, because I've run out of redstone, I can't actually replicate it on the other side, so we might just have one that auto smokes into blocks, and then we can just leave this one just to go to normal kelp here. So yeah, both farms are working very well. It's been quite a big episode to do with villages and redstone. If you guys have enjoyed this video, a thumbs up would always be very much appreciated. If you could also hit the subscribe button, we are so close to 1,000 subscribers. It would mean the world to me if we could get there, and I'll catch you guys in the next.